Hello and welcome to Pokemon Platinum Wi-Fi battle number 11. I'm using teams that have been requested to me by other people. So I lead with Fortress, he leads with his Steelix, and he's faster, goes for Stealth Rock, and I go for Toxic Spikes, so just an exchange of crap though. So then he goes for Thunderfang, and that does nothing, perhaps he was predicting my switch, but I don't, I just go for the Stealth Rock and set up another entry hazard. This time he does go for the Earthquake, and that does a bit to Fortress as he gets a crit. Wouldn't have done much otherwise, and I decided to set up the spikes. So pretty good so far. He's got a few entry hazards up. Anything that's switching is going down to a certain extent. So I think I could survive another Earthquake, set up another layer of spikes. I do, and then he goes for the Earthquake, which doesn't kill. I just go for the Explosion, even though it's probably not going to do much damage, and it doesn't do hardly any damage, but Fortress did pretty well getting all the hazards set up, so pretty good start so far for us, even though I'm 1-0, even though I'm 1 down already. So I go into my Golduck. This is one that has been requested, or the set is requested. I go for the Ice Beam, which is a misclick, and try to do two things at once, but get a crit anyway, so it doesn't matter, even though Surf probably may have killed. And he goes for the Thunderfang, and also gets a crit. That's the third crit of the battle already, and takes down my Golduck. So now I'm not in a good position. He's killed two of mine already with his lead. So I go into Kingdra now, just for the revenge kill. Go for the Waterfall. This Kingdra is a mixed Kingdra. You don't see many of them around, but Kingdra's special attack is just as good as its attack, and it has got some decent moves with it. But he goes into Hitmontop, and gets the Intimidate on me, which normally you'd think, because it's mixed, I would have gone for the special move, but no, because I'm stupid and just didn't think of that. I go for the Waterfall, and it's probably 2-hit knockout anyway, but then I do another misclick this time and go for the Draco Meteor when Waterfall would have easily taken it down. So another misclick there, and that's cost me quite a lot of my special attack. So he goes into his Mind Reader and Espeon, and I go to Starburst my Clefable, and he goes for the Psychic, which basically doesn't really do anything. It's probably 5-hit knockout at best. But I decided to switch and go into Midnight, my Absol, another requested hook, and he goes for Signal Beam, which I wasn't expecting and should have been. I also should have Sucker Punched, I didn't. 3 mistakes. Takes down Absol. So then I go back into Clefable as he goes for the Psychic, and again it does nothing. I decided to set up the Toxic, and as Synchronize I get poisoned, but because of Clefable's great ability I can't get hurt by any damage other than by direct attacks. Really handy if you want a Life Orb Clefable with the extra attacking power but no recoil. So then he goes for Psychic again, doesn't take me down. I go for the Wish, and then I'm just going to go for the Protect here because it seems the best thing to do. I don't want to lose Clefable yet. Easy Predict though, and he does that and goes into Heracross, and Protect fails, but my wish comes true, and I'm back to quite high health now. So I decide to switch, predicting the close combat. I go into Dusknoir, and does close combat, and then he goes for the Night Slash, which really doesn't do too much to Dusknoir, even though it's super effective. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp, which basically cripples this Heracross, and he goes for Night Slash again. You can see the difference in damage that it did, about half of what it did last time. That's why I'm mean luck, so I can just pretty much wall him out so he can stay in. And he gets hit by the burn. That's pretty much it for Heracross. There's nothing he's going to be able to do, so I decided to go for the Pen Split to get some health back, damage him, and then we both I get leftovers, and he goes for Night Slash again. Again it does nothing. Let's go for the Pen Split again just to lower his health down even more, even though it's only by a little bit. So he gets leftovers and he's hurt by burn, and goes for the Night Slash yet again as he can't switch. It's the best thing he can do. I survive, go for the Confuse Ray. Possibly should have done that on the last turn, but it doesn't matter. I go for the Confuse Ray, and once again he gets leftovers and he's hurt by the burn. He's getting slowly worn down by the burn as it does a little more than leftovers. I go into my Starburst, the Clefable, as he gets hurt by his Confusion. I decide to try and stall him out here after the leftovers I get, and go for the Protect as he is confused, gets close combat, but he gets leftovers before burn, and this helps him survive, which he does. I have leftovers again for me, so I decide to switch, not risking the second turn protect, and hope he goes for close combat, which he does. Doesn't affect Reaper, my Dusknoir, and this time he does get taken down by the burn, so pretty much walled out from full HP there by a Dusknoir and Clefable. So he goes into his Espeon. I don't want to lose Dusknoir just yet, so I switch into Clefable as he goes for the Psychic. So I'm thinking there's not really too much he can do for me here, and he goes for Signal Beam. Probably just trying to do new moves, see which one gets the most damage, as I wish. And I know I'm not going to die this turn, and I'm just trying to really poison Toxic Stall him out here as I get leftovers. He withdraws the Espeon and goes into Togekiss as I go for the Flamethrower, just get some damage on him. But obviously that doesn't do anything, as Togekiss is pretty specially bulky in its stats. So I get my wish come true and decide I just go for the Protect, see what he does. He goes for the Air Slash, which is pretty obvious. So I decide to stay in, but then he goes for the Aura Sphere, which doesn't do too much to Clefable, considering it's super effective and a reasonably powerful move, but it's probably about a 3-8 knockout. And he goes for the Psychic, just testing it. He should have gone for the Aura Sphere again, as Aura Sphere did more than Psychic for Wish. And we both get leftovers with Recovery, and Togekiss gets poisoned. Then he decides to withdraw Togekiss and goes into his Glaceon. I go for the Protect, it fails, and the wish comes true, and I'm back on full health. So I decide to set up the Toxic on the Glaceon, and he goes for Ice Beam, which doesn't do too much to Starburst, probably a 4-8 knockout. And once again I'm going to try and Toxic Stall him down, but this time with a super effective move, Flamethrower, which is a 2-8 knockout, which is nice, as his Ice Beam is probably only a 3 at best, and maybe a 4 after leftovers recovery. So he's slowly getting worn down by the Toxic and the Flamethrowers, and I decide to